Tonight, a Fox 32 Dalton exclusive.
Is alarming.
Our Dane Placco has troubling questions about the record of Mayor Tiffany Henyard's newest hire.
Only on your home of the Bears on the eve of the NFL kickoff. I am sitting down for a one-on-one interview with Bears boss Kevin Warren.
A close-up look at the CTA tragedy. Chilling new surveillance video shows the seconds after a mass murder on the train.
She was almost out. A woman saving up money to escape Chicago violence becomes a victim of a violent robbery.
Brace yourself for another troubling trend. I've got a warning from dentists who say it's style over safety.
Fox 32 starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Scott Schneider.
And I'm Dawn Hasbrook. We have multiple breaking stories tonight, and it has been a violent evening. We began in Berwyn, where a reported police chase has led to a crash with serious injuries. Let's get right to Casey Cronus live along Cermak Avenue. Casey.
And we are still waiting on details from police, but earlier this evening, Berwyn officers, along with other local agencies, responded to the area of Cermak and Harlem. We're told state police is involved with this investigation due to the seriousness of the injuries sustained when someone allegedly struck another person who was on foot. Take a look at this Citizen app video. It shows that activity just after 6 p.m., including helicopters overhead. While the circumstances surrounding this incident are still not clear, we're hearing this may have stemmed from a car theft at the nearby Wash U car wash, located in a shopping plaza next to Morton West High School. A few blocks away, our crews also captured police activity near 22nd and Grove. There, a white minivan was parked the wrong way down the street and surrounded by police tape. While a connection has not yet been drawn between the two scenes, scanner audio captured some of the response as police were looking for a suspect.
He ran across Oak Park Avenue right where our command is set with the Silver Tahoe and was continuing. We do see in the back we're getting a blood down now. We do have one can on the ground. All right, thank you. We do have a pretty good perimeter. Yeah, immediately.
And there are a lot of moving parts with several possible scenes connected to this incident. Again, we are still waiting for official confirmation of what unfolded here tonight. We will bring you the latest as we learn it. For now, reporting live in Berwyn, Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.
Breaking news from Macomb in Western Illinois, where 2 police officers have shot. Now, they are in critical condition right now. Police say the shooting happened as those officers were serving a warrant not far from the campus of Western Illinois University. We will, of course, keep you updated.
And now a story you'll only see here on Fox 32. A mother trying to get out of the city to protect her sons after crime affected their family now has nowhere to go.
The reason they became the victims of another crime. Our Tia Ewing is live with this exclusive. Tia.
Well, Scott, this is one of those stories that definitely impacts you for the rest of your life. I'm talking about us being the news crew. What you're going to see is chilling ring camera video. It shows a gunman cocking a gun 3 times. On the other end is a mother and her young son. And that robber is still out there, leaving this family scarred for a second time around.
Okay, I got my baby. Please don't hurt. Please don't hurt. No, please.
You are listening to a mother's desperate plea to save her life echo through the streets of the greater Grand Crossing neighborhood on Labor Day. You can hear in the ring camera footage the man holding the gun was seconds away from pulling the trigger.
He proceeded to say, "Open your purse. I'm not playing with you. I'll blow your brains out."
It was daylight in the 7300 block of South Wabash when Samira Harmon was returning from the laundromat with her 10-year-old son. In the video, you see little Amari take off running.
I can't get my mind off of it, basically.
The robber took off with Harmon's ID, other items, and $1,700. But that wasn't all he took from the family.
I haven't healed from the trauma of losing his father. I'm still dealing with that. That's really, really new. So for you to do this to me while I have my son, I'm going to tell you what you did. I can't sleep at night. I'm terrified. I don't want to leave the house. My 10-year-old son is traumatized. You traumatized my baby.
Amari went looking for help for 30 minutes, his small feet pounding the pavement, heartbreak woven into every step.
You keep looking around. What are you looking for?
I'm scared.
What are you scared about?
About getting shot.
Thinking fast on her feet, the single mother of two tricked the robber to think police were coming. That's when the man hopped in the passenger side of a waiting 2019 blue Honda Civic and took off, but left behind a memory that can't be erased.
I have been doing okay, but I just can't get my mind off of it.
The money Harmon saved was for a fresh start.
So I feel like Chicago, I love my city, but I'm getting my kids out of this city. I refuse to lose my son or my life to gun violence. I'm scared to walk up and down the street. I'm a taxpayer.
A promise she made to her two little boys.
He could have took our lives. Definitely, he could have took our lives.
Well, people in that neighborhood reported seeing that man casing the area, even trying to break into a home at one point. We did contact the Chicago Police Department. They tell us Area 1 detectives are on the case. Live in downtown tonight, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
I'm Terrence Lee on the information tonight on arrests just made in the murder of a Chicago mail carrier back in March, the 20th to be exact. Michelle A. Williams was sitting inside a car near 170th and Redbud Lane in Orland Park when she was shot and killed. Now, two men and a woman are facing charges in connection to her death. The suspects are from Chicago. We have their booking photos on the left. Alexis Hernandez is charged with obstructing justice. Kyron Williams in the middle has been charged with first-degree murder. The third person, Sean Boyd, was charged with possession of a stolen car and unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. Williams was 28, a mother of 3 young sons, and well regarded by her fellow postal workers. We don't know yet about a possible motive in her killing. Dawn.
Terrence, thank you. Let's get an update on our weather now as we look live at the Bean and Pritzker Pavilion tonight. Chief Meteorologist Emily Walls has a first forecast.
Hey, temperatures are still pretty mild out there. A lot of us are sitting in the upper 60s and low 70s. Here's where we're headed tonight. Temperatures are going to be dropping down into the low to mid 60s for most of us, but we could potentially see a couple of the far west, northwest suburbs dropping down into the upper 50s. Either way, this is very seasonable for this time of the year. Your normal low temperature for this time of September is right around 62 degrees. Now, tomorrow, plenty of sunshine to get the day started. Temperatures are going to warm up just fine. We're already in the upper 70s by about 10, and we're going to be rising into the upper 80s. But a cold front that's set to move through, and that's going to usher in that fall-like feel that we've been telling you about for the weekend. Those details coming up.
New details tonight as surveillance video from the deadly mass shooting on the Blue Line shows glimpses of what happened on Monday.
Nate Rogers is live in Forest Park. Nate, we understand some of that video was released, but some has not yet been made public. Is that right?
That's true, absolutely, Scott and Dawn. In court today, the judge called these allegations absolutely horrific. Now, CTA's enhanced surveillance captured the suspect entering a train station around 4 a.m., then around 5 a.m. Video from inside a train with the suspect now having a mask on allegedly shows him committing these very heinous acts. Surveillance video released today showing the suspect walking into a CTA train station. Another camera capturing a witness narrowly escaping gunfire, jumping to the platform with the train in motion.
His clothing matched the the clothing he had on earlier.
30-year-old Ronnie Davis now charged with first-degree murder in the deaths of 60-year-old Adrian Collins, 28-year-old Simeon Bahesi, 64-year-old Margaret Miller, and a 52-year-old man unidentified.
There were 3 sleeping passengers on board the car with the defendant. He walked up to the last row of seating next to the unoccupied conductors, and he shot the unnamed 52-year-old victim twice. Once in the right side of his head and once in the back of his torso.
Police say Davis went from train to train, allegedly randomly killing his victims near the Blue Line's Forest Park stop Monday. He escaped to a Pink Line train and was arrested by CPD.
Illinois State Police Crime Lab compared the recovered shell casings from the scene to the gun recovered from the defendant's person.
If they had some type of sensors, so like if you had like guns or something that you weren't supposed to have, that it could be detected.
Well, they have those sensors at certain stations, just not at this station.
Not here, and we need it, definitely.
AI technology activated last month is aimed to alert authorities in real time of guns brandished on the L, only at select stations though, something this writer says needs to change.
That would definitely make me feel more secure.
Okay. Now, a CTA employee actually saw the suspect on the Pink Line and then alerted authorities. We also learned that a suburban police officer that was familiar with the suspect identified him from a surveillance video. Now, we do know that Davis will remain in custody. He was denied pretrial release. He'll remain in jail, now charged with 4 counts of murder. That's the latest from Forest Park. Nate Rogers, Fox 32 Chicago.
And breaking news out of Georgia, the 14-year-old suspect in the Appalachia High School shooting being booked into jail tonight.
Authorities say the teen suspect in the case had reportedly made online threats to commit a school shooting last year in another Georgia county. Steve Harrigan is there with late details.
A community in mourning and a 14-year-old teenager in jail tonight after the teen opened fire inside his high school, killing multiple people and injuring at least 9 others. It happened at Appalachia High School in the small town of Winder, about 60 miles northeast of Atlanta.
Of those that are deceased, 2 were students and 2 were teachers here at the school.
While there is still no word on a motive, police say the gunman is cooperating. He reportedly voluntarily gave himself up when confronted by a school resource officer moments after a report of shots fired went out.
The shooter was armed, and our school resource officer engaged him, and the shooter quickly realized that if he did not give up, that it would end with an OIS, or an officer-involved shooting.
The shooting, less than 1 month into the new school year, led to a chaotic scene. Students rushing to shelter in place in classrooms as officers from multiple law enforcement agencies swarmed the school.
We were going about our day, and then like the first shot you're gonna hear is like pop pop, and then after that like our teacher wants to like spy out the window. It's just like everybody get down, and they can hear like pop 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 pop, like just going off.
Schools in the Barrow County school system will be closed the rest of the week as police gather evidence and interview students, faculty, and staff. The FBI and ATF will be assisting with that work.
Priority right now for us within this investigation is to gather all the facts, to make sure that we're accurate with it, because this is a murder investigation.
Authorities say they plan to charge the suspect with murder and try him as an adult. In Winder, Georgia, Steve Harrigan, Fox 32, Chicago.
Switching gears, Fox 32, your home of the Bears, getting answers you'll only see here.
Our Lou Canella sitting down with the top brass as the season home opener nears.
Yeah, it's coming up on Sunday, Dawn. Game week really started today. The anticipation, the enthusiasm building for Sunday's home opener against the Titans. I got together with Bears President and CEO Kevin Warren earlier today at Hallis Hall. Warren admitted he has subtle excitement, but is more so focused. And since he lives in the city, he's feeling the fans' energy and giddiness towards the season opener.
I see people already wearing their jerseys for the game this weekend, but you can feel it, you know, that whole is kind of like, what does momentum feel like? But it really is a palpable feeling of there's a sense of excitement And I've lived in Chicago now since 2019, and I can say since I've been here, and even though I was at the Big Ten, and I live downtown, I have never felt it like I'm feeling it here these last couple weeks. We just got out of a staff meeting now, and I've made it very clear, we're on the front end of this wave, and hopefully this wave will last 12 to 15 years. But we're on the front end of it. But the key for us now is to stay focused, to stay resolute, not to get giddy at all. Don't look at tomorrow. Don't even look at this afternoon. Look at today, this morning.
Yeah, let the fans get giddy. I asked Warren if he had any updates on the stadium. He said he continues to meet with city business leaders, actually had a meeting earlier this morning, and continues to find ways to make a new lakefront stadium work for everyone, the Bears, the city, and the taxpayers. I'll have more of my sit-down with President Kevin Warren Sunday on Bears Game Day Live. Remember, we are all Bears all day on football Sundays. New this year, we kick it off at 9:30 a.m. Bears Game Day Live right here on your home of the Bears. Fox 32 Chicago. We'll hear from Caleb Williams later in sports. Dawn.
Thank you, Lou. We're just getting started on the news at 9. Still ahead, the TikTok trend that's a real pain in the mouth.
First, the drama in Dalton takes another turn. Our Dane Placco has an exclusive report on the troubled past of Mayor Tiffany Henyard's recent hire.
Your good day starts with Mike Kaplan. Good Day Chicago. Weekday mornings on Fox 32.
My dad worked in the mines of Kentucky, in the steel mill in Gary, where I eventually joined him. Through him, I learned what hard work was and saw that the men and women like him were the backbone of our community. Through my law practice, I've been fortunate enough to give back to those in need with food programs, clothing and toys for children, and educational support. Every day through the Allen Law Group, I want to make my community and my father proud.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today through the free PF app, online, or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Yeah. These dudes are getting $3 grand a month, no strings attached.
Hell yeah.
So what are they gonna do?
Let's go.
Learn to fly, catch a whale, hit the slopes.
Nailed it.
Universal Basic Guys. Series premiere this Sunday after football on Fox.
Allie S. asks, how many devices can my Wi-Fi handle?
That's an easy one, Allie. The average home has more devices than ever.
But our gateways are engineered to handle hundreds.
So not only will they work today, they'll also work tomorrow.
That's our new intern.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, okay, yeah.
Power all your devices with fast, reliable Xfinity internet for just $30 a month for 12 months. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with an 11% rebate on everything. Protect your cars, trucks, and toys with Shelter Logic. We carry a great selection of easy-to-assemble canopies, shelters, and garages that hold up against the elements. This 10x20 auto shelter is rip-resistant and has a heavy-duty steel frame. Get yours today for $249.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Stream live newscasts on your smart TV. Download Fox 32 on Fox Local.
More breaking news tonight. A missing woman is found dead near 51st and Austin in the city's southwest side. Police say the victim, 85-year-old Francisca Renteria of Burbank, who suffered dementia, had been missing since Sunday. Her body was found this afternoon around 1:50. Police continue their investigation as the medical examiner determines her cause of death tonight.
And I'm sure a background check was not ran on this individual.
Should there have been a background check?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
More drama in Dalton tonight as Mayor Tiffany Henyard's latest hire is now under fire.
Fox 32 has learned that Dalton's new village administrator has had multiple brushes with the law and was fired from a high school for allegedly sexually harassing a 15-year-old girl.
Dane Placco has the latest chapter in this ongoing Dalton investigation.
My next
appointment will be for village administrator.
Tuesday night, Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard appointed a new top aide to a $100,000 a year job, 34-year-old Michael A. Smith, who's been active in South suburban politics for years.
The reason for Mike is he have a wealth of great information. He's a young person and ex-politician. He knows the laws like the back of his hand.
Perhaps that's because Smith has been in and out of trouble with the law for years.
I'd like to thank the residents as well as the mayor.
Public reporting shows Smith has been charged at least 8 times with crimes ranging from domestic battery to official misconduct. In 2012, Smith, then a young trustee in Dixmoor, resigned after pleading guilty to theft when he allegedly stole gasoline by posing as a police officer. Then in 2018, Smith was working as an assistant dean at Thornton Fractional High School when he was fired for sexual harassment of a female student, grooming a student with lascivious intent, and inappropriate aggressive behavior towards a male student. According to his termination letter, Smith was accused of contacting a 15-year-old female student on Snapchat with inappropriate comments and making her his girlfriend. Then earlier this year, Smith was fired from the Echo School District for falsifying information on your employment application.
We have a constant pattern of her hiring people without doing a proper background check and presenting it to the board. And that's our issue. That could pose a great danger to our community.
Dalton trustees Brittany Norwood and Tammy Brown
Is alarming.
were not at last night's meeting when Smith was appointed. The 4 Dalton trustees opposed to Henyard postponed the meeting and say none of the action taken was legal.
It's very interesting, considering the fact that she didn't have a quorum. So I don't understand how someone could be appointed.
Smith is replacing Henyard's previous hand-picked village administrator, Keith Freeman, who fell out of favor after he was charged with bankruptcy fraud and is now believed to be cooperating with an FBI investigation into Henyard. But Freeman is apparently still on the village payroll and filling the job.
So can you have a second village administrator?
No. We don't have the finances for that. As you all know, we are definitely in a financial bind, and we cannot afford 2 village administrators.
Henyard's attorney, Bo Brindley, provided us with a response from Smith, saying, quote, DCFS did a full investigation and found the allegations were unsupported. All the charges against Smith were ultimately dismissed, with the exception of a single petty misdemeanor. Mayor Henyard renounces efforts by any individual to denounce a man's character based on unfounded allegations and charges that have been dismissed. Smith was already working today at Dalton Village Hall. Trustees say they'll try to take action at their next board meeting to block his hire. Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
Summer weather sticking around. Emily, I don't think you're going to get too many complaints.
I know. It's been gorgeous out there this week. It's going to stay that way for at least one more day of that summer-like feel. But you can see we have a broken line of showers further off to our north and our west. That's going to be working its way to the south and the east. And that, my friends, that is going to be our cold front. That's going to send temperatures tumbling later this week and then especially into this upcoming weekend. Tonight, we're dropping down into the low to mid 60s, about 63 degrees. We'll have south-southeasterly winds right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Your 5-day forecast tomorrow, increasing clouds, a high of 88 degrees. If you like the heat, soak it up, because later this week we're going to be talking temperatures much cooler thanks to that strong cold front. A couple showers and thunderstorms Thursday night into Friday morning. After that, we dry out for most of us. Saturday and Sunday, lots of sun, with the exception of northwest Indiana. Lake effect rain showers are possible on Saturday. Back to you.
Thanks, Emily. Up next, a big deal for travelers if you fly out of Midway, but you have to act fast.
And a famous or infamous taste of Chicago. We're taking a shot at explaining the history of Malort.
And still to come, Pause Chicago rescuing animals, more animals like they do all the time. This one from a shelter that's closing. I'll have some of the adorable animals soon up for adoption.
Get ready for game day
with the all-new Bears Blitz.
Join Lou, Anthony, and me as we talk everything Bears.
Premieres this Friday at 6:30.
Brought to you by IGS Energy.
Have you ever wondered if you're the smartest person in the room?
The 1% Club, all new Mondays on Fox.
This is what Molly's family doesn't call the media room. So this is how Molly deals with random clutter, tacky remotes, ugly wires. This is designed by California Closets, a company that's been listening to customers like Molly for nearly 50 years. Schedule your free design consultation now.
Top reasons future you wants you to move to Ohio.
And switch. Hi.
Hi. seen you here before.
Yeah, I just moved to Ohio. I landed my dream job.
Awesome.
What do you do?
I'm an engineer. Been here since college.
Nice.
The career you want and a life you'll love. Have it all in the heart of it all.
Steinhoffel's biggest Labor Day sale has been extended. There's still time to get amazing deals on closeouts and bonus buys, like this sofa now $2.99, a Beauty Rest Queen mattress $3.99, this dining table just $4.99, or a queen bed for $10.49. Plus, make your new room even more affordable with Steinhoffel's 36-month financing. This is your last chance for Labor Day deals at Steinhoffel's. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Here, matching bedazzled shirts are worn proudly, and phones are forgotten. Young ones are granted new power, and dad jokes are actually funny. Fireworks paint the sky every night, and hand-holding makes a comeback every day. Here, anything is possible if you can imagine it, and that's what makes Orlando unbelievably real.
It's hard for me to say this, but I feel like I just can't count on you anymore.
Mom! Dad's talking to the air conditioner again.
Has your AC let you down time and time again? Help is just around the corner with buy one, get one free from ABC. Just purchase a new AC and get your furnace free. That's right, free. ABC's knowledgeable professionals will be there to install your new system as soon as today. Trust ABC Plumbing, Sewer, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, and consider it done.
Texas heads to the legendary Big House. Watch it! It's Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Brought to you locally by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National Bank. Get old.
It has been a summer for the record books in Phoenix, Arizona.
People in the city feeling more than 100-degree heat today, so that now makes more than 100 straight days of temperatures in the hundreds. That shatters the old record of 76 days in 1993. The area is also under an excessive heat warning through Friday.
For a limited time, one airline is bringing back one of its most popular deals. Southwest Airlines says its Companion Pass is now available, but time's running out only until tomorrow. Rapid Rewards members who buy or redeem points for airline tickets will be able to register for the deal. When members buy a ticket, they get a second ticket for a friend to tag along for free. The deal is only applicable for flights between January 6th and March 6th of next year.
Everything is bigger in Texas, including their car washes. In fact, a Buc-ee's in Katy, Texas is home to the longest car wash in the world, 255 feet of conveyor. That's a little less than a football field. It takes about 5 minutes to get through, and it has been described by quite a few people as being highly entertaining.
Yeah, Yo-Yo Kid. You heard right, and this kid is talented. He won over the fans at a college football game. His name's Christian, featured on the Jumbotron and a live broadcast, and soon the crowd was cheering him on. He is, by the way, the state champ in Arizona. You heard that right. For his age group, he is the best yo-yoer in all of Arizona.
Emily has your extended forecast next. Plus, sink your teeth into this warning. A lot of young people putting on fake braces to follow a TikTok trend. Why orthodontists say that is a terrible idea. And tough to swallow, Chicago's love it or hate it relationship with Malort and how that powerful drink became an iconic tradition. Plus, elevated hopes for the Red Line expansion. A South Side community hopes it becomes an economic lifeline. That's next. Stay with us.
Chicago Bears pregame is bigger, bolder, and better than ever.
Touchdown!
Bears Game Day Live. Join Lou Canellis and the Fox 32 sports team and kick off game day in a big way. Premieres Sunday on Fox 32. Brought to you by Advocate Healthcare.
Your good day starts with Brian Jackson. Good Day Chicago, weekday mornings on Fox 32.
Replacement by Pella is the right choice. We back our products and installation, unlike other window companies.
Pella has the highest quality windows that are tested to protect against extreme weather so they can handle my family and help keep my home quiet.
Yes, and they're backed by some of the best product and installation warranties.
Pella is the only thing in this house I don't have to worry about.
Save on replacement windows by Pella now. But hurry, our sale ends soon.
I get asked all the time why we only represent people who've been accidentally injured or had loved ones die tragically. And I tell them about my father, who worked in the mines of Kentucky, then came to Gary to work in the steel mill. Through him, I learned what hard work was, what dangerous work was, and saw that workers like him needed a voice when bad things happen. I know what I do every day would make my dad proud.
Get an 11% rebate on everything in Menards. Protect your boats and recreational vehicles with FVP RV and Marine Antifreeze. It has burst-proof protection down to -50 degrees, keeping you protected against freezing temperatures. Get a gallon for $2.49 after rebate. Attract a variety of songbirds and cardinals to your feeder with Enchanted Gardens Cardinal Mix. It's a blend of nutritious seeds that keeps birds coming back. Get a bag for $15.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Discover Chicago's unique gems and untold tales, streaming now at Fox 32 on Fox Local.
Allie S. asks, how many devices can my Wi-Fi handle?
That's an easy one, Allie. The average home has more devices than ever.
But our gateways are engineered to handle hundreds.
So not only will they work today, they'll also work tomorrow.
That's our new intern.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, okay, yeah.
Power all your devices with fast, reliable Xfinity internet for just $30 a month for 12 months. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff.
Emily's here, so the roller coaster continues.
It continues. So tomorrow's going to be the peak heat of the week. We're talking high temperatures that are going to be in the mid to upper 80s tomorrow, and then our strong cold front's going to move through. And for those of you hoping for that fall-like feel, you are certainly going to get it late this week. And also, it is finally going to be bringing in at least some small rain chances. We could really use the rain across the area. Most of the Chicagoland region is actually now considered to be abnormally dry, and we do have at least the small chance of showers and thunderstorms arriving Thursday night, lingering into Friday morning. And then for those of you in Northwest Indiana, you could be dealing with lake effect rain showers being possible on Saturday. So that's what that 20% was on there for Saturday. Your high temperatures today, it was gorgeous. We had highs for a lot of us in the lower 80s. We had 84 degrees at O'Hare. Here's where we're headed over the next couple of days. 88 degrees tomorrow, then that strong cold front rolls through. So Thursday night into Friday, that's when we have that small chance for showers to come through. 72 degrees for your high on Friday. Saturday, we're only looking at high temperatures that are going to be in the mid-60s. That's running about 15 degrees below average for this time of the year. And since 65, 66 degrees is cooler than the lake water of Lake Michigan, that's the recipe that we have for lake effect rain showers, again, being possible for Northwest Indiana. Fortunately, this is just going to be a very short-lived cool down. We are back up into the low 70s on Sunday. By Monday, I think we're already seeing high temperatures returning to about 80 degrees, and we're going to continue to rise, approaching the middle portion of next week. So it's just going to be a really quick cool snap for us this weekend. Satellite and radar, things are quiet for us. We have had high pressure in control, lots of sunshine today. We are still under completely clear conditions out there, and that's why the temperatures are beginning to drop rather quickly now. So Futurecast taking us through tonight. We're going to continue to see those south-southeasterly winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, we're waking up pretty quiet. We're going to have skies becoming partly cloudy through the day. Here comes that cold front, but notice the daytime hours look pretty good. I have the clock stopped here around 6:30, 7 p.m. So if you have evening plans tomorrow, you could potentially have a couple scattered showers and thunderstorms rolling through. We are not anticipating strong or severe thunderstorms with this cold front. I think we could have a couple brief heavy downpours, but you'll notice by about Friday morning, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, a lot of us were really not even seeing that rain anymore. It's already making its way out of here. So it's just Friday morning that we could have a couple stray showers around. After that, we're drying things out. We have those northerly winds bringing in that cooler air for us to work with. So your high temperatures on Friday for some spots, I think it's actually going to struggle to reach 70 degrees, and then we're even cooler going into the upcoming weekend. Right now, here's the view. We have completely clear skies, southeasterly winds about 6 miles per hour. And notice dew point temperatures, they're a little bit higher than where we have been over the last couple of days. So previously, yesterday, the day before, we had dew point temps that were in the 40s. Now we're in the mid to upper 50s. And tomorrow, we're going to see those rising into the 60s, which means you're going to be feeling at least a touch of humidity. Tonight we're dropping down to 63. Tomorrow's our hot day, 88. We're going to be partly cloudy in the afternoon. Chance of showers Thursday night into Friday morning. A high of 72 on Friday. Saturday, 66. Most of the area going to be sunny this weekend. It's just that small chance for lake effect being possible in northwest Indiana. It feels too early to talk about lake effect, right?
Yes, please.
It's okay. It's lake effect rain.
Okay.
Not snow, at least.
Snow.
You're right. Thanks, Emily. Paw Chicago stepping up to the plate again, welcoming dozens of pets from a southern Illinois shelter that is shutting down.
Yeah, these animals will soon be ready for adoption. Elizabeth Matthews has their story. Elizabeth.
Yeah, guys, last year, Paws Chicago helped out 22,000 animals. They rely so heavily on their foster families that when another shelter needs help, Paws Chicago doesn't bat an eye. 9-week-old siblings Titan, Urso, and Nesso are waiting for their forever family by way of Paws Chicago. They arrived in town last Saturday, part of the first round of 41 rescued pets from the Humane Society of Southern Illinois that's shutting down.
This is not any bad hoarding situation. This is just life right now of shelters having to close, and we're just here to help.
Wednesday afternoon, the second round of pets arrived, ready for their next adventure. This time, 22 animals were in tow, 16 cats from the closing shelter and 6 dogs from neighboring rescue organizations, including some adorable beagles. Paws Chicago's chief medical officer explains what happens next.
The very first thing that they'll do is they'll get a full and complete physical exam by one of the veterinarians.
Then, based on conditions, immunizations, and age, they'll go up for adoption or be available to foster families.
I know on this transport we have a mom and kittens that fosters are already lined up, so I have their files here. So they'll get examined and they'll go straight to foster.
Would you be able to do rescues like the one today and on Saturday without the help of all those foster families?
No, foster families and volunteers are the backbone of this organization.
Tom McFeely with Paws says where they once saw overcrowding issues at shelters nationwide, they're starting to see shelters forced to close. That's where he says Paws steps in.
When there's crisis, Chicagoans answer the call. We know that. It's why we don't hesitate to do these rescues when we have the ability to, because we know people from Chicago answer the call in a crisis.
So some of those kittens are already with their foster families tonight. Some of the older dogs and cats will be ready for adoption probably just a few days or so. Reporting live tonight, Elizabeth Matthews, Fox 32, Chicago.
All right, still ahead. Some people say tastes like gasoline, others burning tires, maybe even bug spray.
But our Sylvia Perez shows us there is more to Malort than drinking it on a dare.
And a new warning, you shouldn't rush off. Nothing could brace you for the latest troubling TikTok trend. Next, a local dentist is filling us in on why it's a rotten idea.
Fox 32 News is sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, your trusted local experts.
I'll take expert cooling services, please.
Offer same-day installation and up to $4,000 off new air conditioners and comfort systems.
Who is Four Seasons?
Correct.
I'll take AC installation, please.
Has friendly and experienced technicians who work around your schedule.
Who is Four Seasons?
Correct.
Your trusted local experts.
Enjoy 0% financing on a new AC. We'll beat any competitor's estimate by up to $1,000, guaranteed.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Get peace of mind with your annual Stanley Steamer dryer vent cleaning. We remove lint buildup to reduce the risk of fire and extend the life of your dryer. Plus, your clothes will dry faster too. Your dryer vent isn't clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Gets your home cleaner.
Insurance companies pay lawyers big money to make sure that the seriously injured get as little money as possible. Fight back. I'm Cliff Horwitz, the lawyer the insurance companies don't want to see. I've won over 99% of my cases, and a third of my jury verdict have set records. Back, neck, shoulder, brain injury. I've won record-setting verdicts for all of them. And you get the Horwitz guarantee. If you don't win, you pay nothing. Guaranteed. If you're taking on an insurance company, call me, Cliff Horwitz.
Can you imagine a surgeon detaching your skull from your spine to avoid paralysis? Phil's neurosurgery team did just that, detaching his skull, removing the top of his spine, and rebuilding it. He was walking just days later.
The #1 designer brand, once reserved for celebrity homes, uber-rich, and U.S. presidents. Now bankrupt and forced to close all 40 stores and warehouses. This weekend, the bankruptcy liquidation. 50 to 90% off the #1 designer brand. To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump.
This isn't Charmin. No wonder I don't feel as clean.
Here's Charmin Ultra Strong.
Ah, my bottom's been saved.
With its diamond weave texture, Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better, with fewer sheets and less effort. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Can your pad absorb everything and stay fresh? Always Flex Foam can. It's the only pad made with the flexible foam core that locks in blood and sweat while the top stays dry, keeping you up to 100% leak and odor-free. See what foam can do for you.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Join animal lovers and their dogs at Paws Chicago's 5K Run on Saturday, September 7th, the city's largest pet-friendly event. Register at pawschicago.org/5K.
Well, here's some good news. Thousands of new job opportunities are coming to the far south side over the next 5 years, all thanks to the CTA's Red Line extension. That's what the organizers of this Saturday's Shop Roseland event are hoping, at least. The event taking place on the site of the future CTA stop at 115th and Michigan Avenue. They're expecting the new station will connect the community to 25,000 additional jobs. Okay, so tonight there's a new warning about a flashy social media trend that might just make your jaw drop.
Teens are flashing braces for fashion, but the real bite comes in how they're getting them on. And Terrence has a list of reasons why you should not do this.
Yeah, these DIY braces can come with some very serious consequences, but videos on how to buy them and use them are getting some serious views on TikTok and YouTube, like this one.
You're just gonna hold them for 3 to 5 minutes. I say prefer 5 minutes because some people don't do it right, so it's gonna take you a couple of tries.
Like she did, some people are gluing these so-called teeth jewels on. Others are clipping them on. This trend isn't new. Back in 2018, teens in Southeast Asia did it too. Thailand even banned them after 2 teens died from infections. A local dentist warns of the other serious risks like permanent enamel damage, choking hazards, and even poisoning.
The adhesives and also the metal material, the brace itself, may have cadmium or lead in it. So you may see changes in your bite that will become an issue long-term and require major orthodontic treatment.
Now, there's another dangerous trend, too, to tell you about tonight. People of all ages are going to unlicensed basement shops to straighten their teeth. Experts say, sure, $400 is way cheaper than $5 grand for braces, but it's risky. It could end up costing you more later to fix anything that goes wrong. Scott, Dawn.
All right, Terrence, thank you. Coming up next, 2 famous statues are getting a makeover.
And we're going to tell you about the loophole that allowed Malort to stay in production during Prohibition. How about that? That and much more about what's arguably Chicago's signature spirit in Sylvia Perez's special report when we come back.
HBCU Go football returns this Saturday on HBCU Go Sports.
Tuskegee takes on Grambling State Saturday at 6 on My 50 Chicago.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? Get access to tons of equipment and find your big fitness energy. Join Planet Fitness today through the free PF app online or in club for just $15 a month.
Your best night's sleep starts on a new Beauty Rest from Steinhafels. Save up to $1,000 on Beauty Rest adjustable base sets. Queen mattresses start at $399. Upgrade your sleep to the luxury and comfort of the Beauty Rest Black and get up to $300 in Steinhafels cash. Beauty Rest Black Queen mattresses start at only $36 per month when you use Steinhafels 60-month financing. Sleep better tonight on a new Beauty Rest. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
It's hard for me to say this, but I feel like I just can't count on you anymore.
Mom! Dad's talking to the air conditioner again.
Has your AC let you down time and time again? Help is just around the corner with buy one, get one free from ABC. Just purchase a new AC and get your furnace free. That's right, free. ABC's knowledgeable professionals will be there to install your new system as soon as today. Trust ABC Plumbing, Sewer, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, and consider it done.
Top reasons future you wants you to move to Ohio.
And switch. Hi.
Hi. Never seen you here before.
Yeah, I just moved to Ohio. I landed my dream job.
Awesome.
Well, what do you do?
I'm an engineer. Been here since college.
Nice.
the career you want, and a life you'll love. Have it all in the heart of it all.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? Get access to tons of equipment and find your big fitness energy. Join Planet Fitness today through the free PF app online or in club for just $15 a month.
Some legendary Chicagoans are going in for a little work. Maury and Flory, the hot dog statues that have stood on the roof of Superdog on the Northwest Side for 76 years, are getting a touch-up. Superdog posted these pictures. The restaurant says, don't worry, they'll be back, looking as good as new in just a few weeks.
Okay, now to that beverage so closely tied to the history of Chicago, and one you'll find at most bars across the city and the burbs.
Now we're taking a look at how it got its start and how it became so connected to our city's bar culture.
Yeah, Sylvia Perez has a look at Malort's past and its future.
You can tell by their decor that Nice Lounge in Wrigleyville is all in when it comes to Malort.
People come in from all over the world. I heard this was the Malort bar.
It hurts so good.
Malort keeps all of our lights on. It keeps the bills paid.
Jay Westbrook says the bar regularly orders some 31 gallons a week and goes through this stuff pretty fast.
We're averaging about a beer barrel per order. For context, that's 31 gallons of Malort, hence the wall behind me. We go through a lot of Malort.
Malort is a beverage that dates back long before Nice. Its Chicago roots are thanks to a man named Carl Jeppson, who immigrated to Chicago from Sweden in the 1880s.
The brand is very rooted in the past, and it's rooted in tradition.
CH Distillery CEO Tremaine Atkinson says his company bought the brand in 2018 and has been the caretaker of its history ever since.
In southern Sweden and the farm country where Carl Jeppson came from, there's a plant called wormwood. In Swedish, it's the Malort plant.
Wow. Yeah, that'll linger for a long time.
It's likely that he settled into a community that already had a very strong Swedish presence.
Lisa Lindstrom from the Swedish American Museum in Andersonville says Jeppson would have likely found a ready audience for his brand here in Chicago.
There was already a lot of Swedish social clubs, we had Swedish restaurants, and it's likely that is why he chose to come here, and it probably gave him a pretty good base to start this business.
The brand made it through Prohibition by being marketed as a medicinal tonic. After it was repealed, Jeppson sold the recipe to a local family. It was made here until production moved out of the state in the 90s, but was eventually brought back thanks to CH. Malort ultimately saw its quick rise in popularity largely due to a man named Sam Meckling, who was hooked at the very first shot.
Tasting how it did, there's nothing else like it, and I was hooked.
Meckling worked as a bartender and took it upon himself to get as many people as possible to taste Malort. He eventually made Malort t-shirts, which led to him connecting to the brand's owners and finding himself hired to do promotion work on their behalf.
As time went on, and I continued to do good work and show myself to be a true fan, I got very close with the boss, and it's something that I'm more proud of than just about anything I've done in my career.
Meckling played a big role in the brand's resurgence and joined with an old-style rep to create one of its most popular pairings, known as the Chicago Handshake.
The Malort would definitely come in really strong, but the old style, nice and cold, would sort of be like throwing a bucket of water on a car fire, you know?
Gradually, as the word about Malort spread, so did creative descriptions of its very unique flavor that has gained quite the reputation.
You take a grapefruit, a whole grapefruit, and just take a big bite out of it. That's kind of like taking a shot of Malort.
The strong flavor comes from Malort's key ingredient, wormwood.
Some people love it, and then some people hate it. And then there are a lot of people who love to hate it.
So with a flavor like that, why do people keep coming back for more?
This is a town of locals, and we like things that are a little bit tough, like we are. And Malort very much fits that category.
These days, Malort is more popular than ever, and CH predicts it will only continue to grow from here.
We're predicting that this year there will be about 10 million shots of Malort consumed. And of that, probably, 80% is in the city of Chicago.
I think Malort is a perfect kind of analog for Chicago. Like, on first blush, we're a little bit rough and we're a little bit assertive, but if you give us time, you'll find that there's so much more going on and there's such a great story.
Malort is now sold in some 30 states, and CH says it plans to keep looking at expanding. Sylvia Perez, Fox 32, Chicago.
It's time for your weather pick of the night. This one coming to us from Mark in Ottawa. Gorgeous sunset. This was taken on Friday after we had some of those showers and thunderstorms rolling through. Gorgeous colors here, Mark. Thanks so much for sharing that with us. And for those of you at home, if you would like to see your photo here on the 9 p.m. news, all you have to do is download our Fox 32 weather app and then click submit right on the bottom of your screen.
All right, Emily, Bears went through a physical practice today. Started game planning for the Titans. Birthday boy Montez Sweat, Keenan Allen, Roshan Johnson, Ryan Bates, all on the injury report, limited in today's workout. Nothing to worry about, though. Cassie Carlson with the details at Hallis Hall.
There's definitely an excitement at Hallis Hall to get the season underway on Sunday and see how all the hype heading into the season plays out when it really matters, especially when it comes to Caleb Williams.
When feet touch the grass, it's going to be business as usual. I normally like to, when I run out the stadium, kind of do a little spin in the tunnel. When I'm coming out the tunnel, just kind of see the stadium, take it all in, and feel the the energy, the vibe.
No matter who the quarterback is, you want to win. And, I wouldn't rather be with another guy right now than Caleb.
He's ready. He's #1 overall, and he's been acting like it, and he's been showing it every single day, day in and day out.
And Williams knows he doesn't have to do it all, understanding Ryan Pohl's desire for him to rely on his weapons.
It's what I said when I was first drafted, or around that time of, I'm going to do whatever I need to do for my team to win.
Lean in and lean on his teammates, because that's what you have to do as a quarterback. He's got guys around him that have played a lot of years.
With expectations this year and a schedule that's backloaded with all division games, the team understands the importance of a fast start.
Just look at the numbers. Look at who makes it to the postseason. They start fast. But I know I showed that to the guys in the spring. They were at least 2-2, most were 3-1, and a couple were 4-0 in the NFC. So we did talk about that.
It's about doing your job. Everybody just do their job, work with each other, communicate. Everybody be on the same page.
And when it comes to being named a captain as a rookie, Caleb Williams says he's, quote, extremely grateful and fired up to go on Sunday. At Hallis Hall, Cassie Carlson, Fox 32 Sports.
Thanks, Cassie. Up next, Cubs blow out the Bucks and Shota combines on a no-no. Plus, the White Sox even showed some muscle, finally ending their losing ways in Baltimore. That and more right after a quick timeout.
Fox 32 News is sponsored by your local Ford dealers.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Shop the largest selection of in-stock garage doors or design your own using our free garage door design program. This 9x7 garage door is just $399.99 after rebate. Check out our huge selection of over 100 electronic lock sets in stock. This TrueBolt electronic deadbolt locks with a simple touch and allows for up to 50 programmable user codes. Get one today for $69.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
My dad worked in the mines of Kentucky in the steel mill in Gary. Through him, I learned what hard, dangerous work was and saw that workers like him need a voice when tragic things happen. That's why I focus my law practice on helping hardworking people get justice, like Mike, whose hand was mangled at work because of a dangerously defective machine. We fight every day to protect the rights of accidentally injured people. In fact, it's all we do. I guess you can say it's in our DNA.
GMFB Overtime is OMG highlights, SMH moments, and everything in between.
Weekday mornings at 11, Mott 50 Chicago. Meet Nick, marketing The Loop. His mission, furnish his new apartment affordably. His destination, Darvin Clearance and Outlet Center, where he found just what he was looking for. Mission accomplished, only at Darvin Clearance and Outlet Center. Here she comes. Go.
With so much great entertainment out there, wouldn't it be easier if you could find what you want all in one place?
My favorites.
Get Xfinity Internet for $30 a month for 12 months. Plus, add Stream Saver with Netflix, Apple TV Plus, and Peacock for only $15 a month.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. See your Ford dealer today and celebrate leadership with special offers on Ford F-Series.
Rarely do you remove a tumor just minutes after delivering a baby. We assembled the team with the expertise to do both in the same room on the same day. Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better.
Welcome back. Northwestern's ready to host Friday Night Lights. Their opening 13-6 win over Miami of Ohio, all about its defense, held the Red Hawks to 40 rushing yards, delivered 2 interceptions, and 4 quarterback sacks. Friday, though, Cats take a step up in class against Duke. Blue Devils manhandled Northwestern 38-14 last season.
These guys are a darn good football team. We certainly experienced that last year. They got after us last fall. Obviously a new coaching staff, but the job that Coach Diaz has done in his short time there, what he's done in his time at Penn State with that defense was nothing short of extraordinary. His time at Miami, this is a well-coached football team. So there'll be some unique stressors on our defense this week. It's going to require a great week of practice. It's going to require us playing complementary football on Friday night in all 3 phases. We got a group that's excited for the challenge.
It will be fun to watch Friday night. Pirates shut out the Cubs last night at Wrigley, going for the sweep tonight. Dansby Swanson, powers one to left, his 14th. How about Pete Crow Armstrong? Was a triple shy of hitting for the cycle. Blasted his 8th home run. Shota Imanaga and 2 relievers combined to throw a no-hitter. Cubs first since 2021. They punished the Pirates 12-0, but Atlanta won, so the Cubs remain 4.5 back, and Justin Steele goes to the 15-day injured list with left elbow tendonitis. How about the White Sox? Manager Grady Sizemore, ejected from last night's game, looks in a better mood, right? Tonight in Baltimore, and that's for good reason. Nicky Lopez leading off the game. That's his first home run of the season. Lopez had 3 hits. Andrew Vaughn, oh, wow, drills one to center. White Sox had 3 home runs tonight, as many as they had in their previous 17 games. Sox finally win 8-1. They end their 12-game losing streak, and we'll be right back.
At Patrick Auto, we know you count on your car every day. That's why we promise to take care of you every day. Buying a new car isn't just a transaction, it's a relationship. It starts with exploring Patrick's huge selection of new and certified used vehicles. Plus, every purchase comes with the Patrick Promise, our legendary pledge to deliver exceptional care mile after mile. Visit PatrickCars.com or a showroom today.
Taking care of you every day. That's the Patrick Promise.
Was it pretty easy to sell your house to Grandview Homes?
Easy, quick, and fair. Everything they say in their TV ads was true and then some.
Within weeks, we closed and couldn't be happier.
Sounds like you'd recommend Grandview.
Oh, I would. Without a doubt, recommend Grandview Homes.
Call or visit GrandviewHomes.com. We buy every home as is, and you'll get a fair cash offer in just hours. Grandview Homes, the easiest and fastest way to sell your home.
So you want things to be fast? And easy? Nothing's easier than saving money with Insure on the Spot. Got it. Get your free auto insurance quote in just 2 minutes. Call or visit InsureOnTheSpot.com to get the lowest rates, period. Score big with rates as low as $49 a month. Call Chicagoland's #1 auto insurance agency today, 773-202-5060, or visit insureonthespot.com.
The Morgans won big today with Window Nation. Let's check in and hear what they have to say.
How do you feel now that you've finally replaced your old drafty windows with these beautiful custom fit windows? We're loving the look of our new windows.
We paid way less than we thought we would.
And no more cold winter drafts or crazy summer AC bills. Sounds like a win to me.
That wraps it up for the Morgans. Next up, your family. Hey, Chicago, get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit getwindownation.com.
TMZ!
This year's NFL promo features Taylor Swift.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, are you not going to watch now?
Guys are too stupid to do that.
Tonight at 10 on Fox 32.
So at least another warm day tomorrow.
Yeah, we have one more tomorrow, and then we have fall. Fall is arriving on Friday.
Right.
Not forever, though.
Well, that's right. Not forever. So your 7-day forecast. Scott's here with the optimism. 88 degrees tomorrow. 72. We do have a chance of showers Friday morning. After that, we're just going to spend the rest of the day being partly sunny. On Saturday, we do have a chance of lake effect rain showers in northwest Indiana. Everywhere else, we're counting on sunshine Saturday and on Sunday. And then another warm up is here early next week. We're going to be in the 80s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Don't forget, you can catch us anytime on your smart TV. Just search Fox Local on your preferred streaming platform, and always wake up with Good Day Chicago tomorrow morning starting at 4:30.
You're running out of breath. There's so much to say. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 and 9. Good night.